Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the YouTube world, CJ Rose's back in the building. Welcome back to the channel. All right. So, tonight was SmackDown, which also means tonight was night one of the WWE draft for 2024. I did make a preview video about this because I didn't really have any expectations walking into this. I just wanted to know who goes where and whatever the case is, and whoever went anywhere, if I had something to say, boom, right? Learned the rules about this a couple days ago. Nothing really crazy. The only big thing about it is the champions are protected. So you know how last year when Rhea Ripley was the SmackDown Women's Champion, Bianca Belair was the Raw Women's Champion, they both switched shows, and then Gunther was the Intercontinental Champion. He switched shows with Austin Theory as the United States Champion. They switched shows as well. We were not going to get anything like that this year, which is cool. That means all the champions are locked in. Nobody's moving. Everybody is where they're supposed to be. Cool. Now, tonight was SmackDown, which means they get the first round pick. And there was only 4 rounds to this draft, which means there would have been 16 picks in total, which means Raw and SmackDown get 8 each. Now, the way they've been portraying this, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, NXT was going to be part of this draft as well. And what I mean was, like, you know, you got one person from Raw, then one person from SmackDown, then one person from NXT, and they're drafting people. That's what I'm sitting here thinking. But I don't know why they teased that and that didn't happen, so it's weird. But you know what? It is what it is. Wipe my hands with it, right? All right, so let's get into it. Night one. So the first pick for SmackDown was the EST, Bianca Belair. So Bianca Belair is going nowhere. She got drafted back to SmackDown last year, so she's going nowhere. That's cool with me. But with Bianca Belair being drafted to SmackDown, that only tells me that the Street Profits will also be drafted to SmackDown, and perhaps Bobby Lashley, the almighty Bobby Lashley, will also stay on SmackDown as well, along with B-Fab. So that whole stable will probably stay on SmackDown, which is cool with me. It is what it is. Raw's first pick was main event Jey Uso. No surprise there. I didn't expect that man to move, so it's cool with me. I saw somebody on social media, and these are the reasons why I hate social media. Somebody sat there and really wrote, I knew that was gonna happen. I'm saying it like, who didn't know that was gonna happen? like Jey Uso wasn't going anywhere, bro. Like he really thought Jey Uso was gonna move. I'm like, Jey Uso going nowhere, bro. He's gonna be right there. Like, crazy. SmackDown takes Carmelo Hayes. Now, Wade Barrett had a surprising reaction to this. And on commentary, they also said that Carmelo Hayes is coming from NXT and now is officially on SmackDown. But if anybody can jot my memory, and I know there's some people that remember this, wasn't there, like a couple months ago, didn't Carmelo Hayes sign a SmackDown contract? So technically, wasn't he on the main roster already? He was just doing the last of his obligations on NXT. So wasn't he technically on? Wasn't he already on SmackDown? So I don't know why they made it seem like, oh, he's come from NXT. I'm like, I mean, yeah, he is, but last I checked, he signed a contract already. So he was on SmackDown already. So that's what confused the hell out of me. I was like, I'm confused. But then I let it go. I'm like, all right, cool. Melo's official on SmackDown, cool. And Raw's last pick for this round was Seth Rollins. Now, I'm surprised Seth Rollins actually is in this because everybody who's injured is not eligible for this draft. Like Roman Reigns is not eligible, even though he's not injured. He's taking time off. Rhea Ripley isn't eligible. We learned that Jimmy Uso won't be eligible because he's injured. Seth Rollins technically is injured too. So how is he able to get drafted? So that's, again, just wipe my hands with it. You know what I'm saying? Just wipe my hands with it. It is what it is. Seth Rollins. I already knew Seth Rollins was going to stay on Raw anyway because, again, his wife is the women's world champion on Raw, so of course he was going to stay there. So there's no surprise for him to move or whatever the case is. All right, so that was round 1. Round 2. Little things to talk about. So SmackDown's first pick for this round was the Viper, Randy Orton. So Randy Orton's not going anywhere. Cool. Raw takes Braun Breaker. At first, I was surprised. But then I thought about it. I think they want to keep Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes on separate brands. That's what I'm thinking. So if that's the case, then one had to go to Raw, one had to go to SmackDown. Because I couldn't really see both of them on SmackDown. Or I couldn't see them both on one show. So Braun's on Raw. Cool. He could go after the Intercontinental Championship, you know, or hell, he could raise up to get after the World Heavyweight Championship. You know what I'm saying? Whatever Braun want to do, you know what I'm saying? But he's got to get a feud first before he even starts getting at championships, because all he's been doing is these 10, 15-second matches. So hopefully he can find a feud and we good. You know what I'm saying? SmackDown takes Nia Jax. This is an interesting one. So when Nia Jax came back last year, it was months after the draft. So when she showed up on Raw, she stayed on Raw. Now she's officially on SmackDown, which is interesting. And now that Nia Jax is on SmackDown, there is one feud I would like to see. 2, actually. There's 2 feuds I like to see. Because in my mind, Jade Cargill is going to stay on SmackDown. That's in my mind. As if she's going to stay on SmackDown. If she gets drafted to SmackDown, I'm hoping that she gets drafted to SmackDown on Monday. If that's the case. Then I want to see Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax. Or Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax. Like, one of those 2 feuds have to happen. Right? Like, Nia got to feel some type of way about Jade Cargill and what she did to her at the Rumble. Right? So, boom. You got that to follow up with. And, of course, Bianca and Nia, they never faced. They never had a match. I don't believe they ever had a match. I know they were in the ring together at one point. But I don't think they've ever had a one-on-one match. I know for a fact they never had a feud. So that actually would be interesting to see, a Nia Jax, Bianca Belair. Considering the fact how good Nia has been, let's see how she do with the EST. So I love to see that feud. So hopefully we can get that at some point. And then Raw's last pick is Liv Morgan. No surprise there. Okay. Third round, SmackDown takes L.A. Knight. Yeah. Again, no surprise there. Raw takes Ricochet. No surprise there. Like, LA Knight was already on SmackDown, so he just stays there. And Ricochet was already on Raw, so he stays there. Again, no big deal. SmackDown takes the Bloodline. So, Solo, Tonga, and Paul Heyman all stay on SmackDown. Now, there were some guesses that a couple people wanted Roman Reigns on Raw. Well, I can tell you this. The Bloodline on SmackDown, Roman's staying on SmackDown. So Roman ain't going nowhere. Roman is staying strictly on SmackDown. Just let you know that now. All right. And Raw's final pick was Sheamus. So Sheamus actually was on SmackDown this whole time. Now he has moved to Raw. Cool. I would want to keep Sheamus as close to the Intercontinental Championship as possible. But before then, I need Sheamus. I need Sheamus to get back into shape. I'm sorry. Like Sheamus has been getting body shamed for like 2 weeks. I'm not with it. I need Sheamus to. I need him to get back in the gym. I need him to make some more YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, make some more YouTube videos, get the motivation back, get the inspiration back, and boom, You're back to the Celtic Warrior. You know what I'm saying? And that means you will be in line, hopefully, for an Intercontinental Championship shot. But we'll see how everything goes. All right, final round of tonight's draft. So SmackDown takes AJ Styles. Once again, no surprise there. AJ was already on SmackDown, so boom. Raw takes the Alpha Academy, including Chad Gable. So at the moment, Chad Gable is still with the Alpha Academy. Because technically on Raw, they didn't necessarily break up. At least not yet. So, curious to see where the Alpha Academy go from here. I don't know if Otis goes back to being a heel. I doubt Maxine. I doubt Maxine turns heel. I can't see it. With her character, I can't see it. And then Tozawa's a comedy character. I can't take him serious at this point in time. So either Chad Gable breaks up with the Alpha Academy entirely, or Otis joins them, whatever. I don't know. But as of right now, the Alpha Academy are together, which makes sense. Because, it just makes sense. It is what it is. SmackDown takes Andrade. So when Andrade came back, he signed a Raw contract. Now he's on SmackDown. I'm interested. This one's a little interesting. Curious to see what Andrade does for SmackDown. So we'll see how that goes. And based on everything, look like the LWO is just broken at this point in time. LWO just looks broken at this point in time. Carlito just pretty much turned on the LWO. And Jesus. I don't want to talk about it. It's just, I knew it was going to happen. I just hated that. I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't want it to happen because it looks weird now. Like, it looks like Rey's the heel in this. Like, it looks like Rey Mysterio was the heel in this whole thing. Like, but listen, wipe my hands with it, right? Raw gets the final pick of the draft, and it is by far the most surprising pick of the whole entire night. Because Raw takes NXT's Kiana James. Now, this is a real interesting one. Because, to me, I didn't think Kiana James was ready. I didn't. And considering the fact that NXT is now coming soon, they're coming out with a women's North American title. Now that they're coming out with that, Kiana James would have been like a front runner for that. Like, I could see Kiana James rocking that. Now, with her gone, I got to figure out who the hell is on NXT that could probably get that. Maybe like a Blair Davenport, a Sol Ruka, Fallon Henley, Kalani Jordan, or Thea Hale, or Gigi Dolan, or JC Jane, Ariana Grace, maybe Lola Vice. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of women. I mean, okay, now I talk about it, there's a lot of women, but Kiana James, considering the fact, probably out of all of them, she's probably been there the longest. Has she been there the longest? Probably not. But I know she's been there for a while, and that would have been a perfect title for her to have. Plus, I don't think she's... I can't see her as a contender for a title yet. Until I figure out what exactly they're going to do with her. Like, is Kiana been a heel this whole time? So, does she stay a heel? I can't see her as a face. Can't really see it. So, see how it is. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I wish her the best. She has the tools to be good. You understand what I'm saying? She has the tools to be good. But I guess it just all depends on how everything goes. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. We will see. But yeah, that was night one of the WWE draft for 2024. Monday, which will have, 6 rounds? And they will have 14 in total. 14 in total? It's 28, right? 28, so... Nah, it's not 3 per round. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I'm thinking too hard. Stop thinking so hard. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. So until then, it's been Rose, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the love, support, as always. See you on Monday. So until next time, peace, love, 100. Here.